Welcome back to Karl Popper's Enduring Warning, a birthday look. I'm Jake, and today we have a truly fascinating conversation lined up. Joining me is Rachel, a brilliant mind who's going to help us unpack some profound ideas.
Thanks for having me, Jake. I'm really looking forward to diving into this topic with you.
Absolutely. As we reflect on Karl Popper's birth, it feels like the perfect moment to revisit his timeless caution about the fragility of a tolerant society. Specifically, we're going to explore what he called the paradox of tolerance and why his warning resonates so strongly even today.
It's a concept that's become increasingly relevant, isn't it? Popper really challenged us to think critically about the limits of tolerance itself and how unchecked intolerance can ultimately destroy the very society it seeks to undermine.
How did Popper articulate this challenge, Rachel? What was his central assertion regarding this paradox?
Well, he put it quite starkly, stating that unlimited tolerance must lead to the disappearance of tolerance. It's a powerful statement, really.
That's a profound thought. Can you elaborate on what he meant by that? What's the mechanism he envisioned where too much tolerance could actually be detrimental?
Essentially, he argued that if a society extends unlimited tolerance to those who are inherently intolerant, those intolerant forces will eventually exploit that openness. They'll use the very mechanisms of a tolerant society to dismantle it from within.
So it's not just about being nice to everyone, but understanding that some ideologies or actions are fundamentally incompatible with a tolerant framework.
Precisely. He wasn't advocating for intolerance, but rather for the necessity of defending tolerance itself. He believed a tolerant society must be prepared to defend itself against intolerant forces to preserve its nature.
That makes a lot of sense. It's almost like a self-preservation instinct for a society. And considering Popper was born in 1902, these ideas weren't just theoretical. They were likely shaped by the tumultuous events of the 20th century.
Absolutely. His insights were deeply rooted in the historical context of his time, witnessing the rise of totalitarian regimes. It gives his warning an even greater weight, knowing the real-world consequences he observed.
And it's striking how relevant it remains today. We see discussions about the boundaries of free speech and the limits of acceptance in various contexts.
Indeed. The paradox challenges us to critically evaluate where those boundaries lie. It's not about suppressing dissenting opinions, but about recognizing when certain ideologies actively seek to destroy the very foundation of open discourse.
So what happens if a society fails to address intolerance proactively, according to Popper?
He warned that if we extend unlimited tolerance, even to those who are intolerant, the tolerant will be destroyed, and tolerance with them. It's a stark reminder of the potential consequences.
That's a powerful quote. It really drives home the idea that tolerance isn't a passive state, but an active defense.
Exactly. It's about understanding that true tolerance requires a certain level of intolerance towards intolerance itself. It's a nuanced but crucial distinction.
It raises a really important question then. How can societies effectively balance this need for tolerance with the imperative to protect themselves from those who would undermine it?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It requires constant vigilance and a clear understanding of what constitutes a threat to the tolerant framework. It's not always easy to define.
And what mechanisms do you think could be put in place to ensure that tolerance doesn't become self-destructive?
Well, it often involves robust legal frameworks that protect fundamental rights, while also having provisions against hate speech or incitement to violence. Education plays a huge role, too, fostering critical thinking and an appreciation for democratic values.
So it's a multifaceted approach, combining legal, educational, and societal awareness. It's not a one-time fix, but an ongoing commitment.
Precisely, and it's a conversation that societies continually need to have, especially as new challenges and forms of intolerance emerge. Popper's warning is a timeless call to action.
That's a perfect way to put it, Rachel. It really underscores that tolerance isn't a passive ideal, but an active, ongoing commitment requiring vigilance and a willingness to defend its very foundations.
Exactly. It's about understanding that true tolerance demands we draw lines against those who would destroy it, ensuring the space for open discourse and diverse thought can actually thrive.
A powerful and incredibly relevant message from Karl Popper, even all these years later. Rachel, thank you so much for helping us unpack this vital concept today.
My pleasure, Jake. It's been a truly thought-provoking discussion.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on Karl Popper's Enduring Warning, a birthday look. We hope this conversation encourages you to reflect on the delicate balance of tolerance in our own societies. Until next time.